Hello, everyone. So my name is Yizhong Li, and for today, I'm going to talk about my MAE 5 and 9 Visto courses project 2, which is introduction of one of rotorcraft history. So today, I'm going to introduce the RH-66 Comanche helicopter, and I hope you also like this one too. So let's first about how this design really comes up. So in 1980, U.S. Army has launched an LHX program. This is designed to be a light helicopter, and it's being designed for future reconnaissance mission. So they want this new helicopter to be able to replace the old 50 and AH-6 because they all both in service since the Vietnam War. And I believe due to several Vietnam War experience, they figure out that all this light attack helicopter and light reconnaissance helicopter need to increase much more survivability on the battlefield in a modern battlefield. So, but not just the reconnaissance mission. What they also want is that they want to use this new design, or call it new dynamic system, which including the engine design, the new blade design, control system, heat exhausted, tail rotor, all this stuff. They want all this system to be able to not just use in the suitable for this reconnaissance, but it has to be so advanced that it was able to be in the future utility and future combat feels like. That's what initially their idea. And because all this design based from the start from reconnaissance, so all the design, all the helicopter, not just the dynamic system, but also the airframe, is survivability oriented. So in order to do that, they want to make this helicopter stealth. So in order to do that, they need to include the IR and the radar signature reduction. So they pretty much want to make a stealth helicopter. And in order to do that, you not just need to hide your radar signature. You also need to hide the IR signature and also hide your noise because due to Vietnam War experience, you use helicopter, you have mobility, but also and they pretty much hear you 30 minutes before you already arrive. That's really annoying. So in order to do that by just reduction, but not just by reduction all those stuff, one of the stuff is that you need to integrate all the weapon system into your internal weapons bay. And they also want these hackers to be able to perform some extreme maneuver stuff. So kind of like making more agile. So as the time goes through, the idea started in 1980, proceed to 1990. The Army has clarified that, okay, they don't actually need all this design to be able to develop a utility version, but they just need all the design to be suitable for the light reconnaissance mission. And their idea is that this reconnaissance mission, this Comanche is going to team up with their integrated and more advanced Apache. So Apache is heavier with more protective stuff, carrying a lot more armament. The Comanche has to be very agile, very stealthy. So I want to sneak into the enemy line, find out the target, identify the high value target, and the Apache can be able to launch the weapons in the farther distance. So to do that, the Comanche is going to design to be, because it's a reconnaissance helicopter, one of the stuff is that it's not going to take a lot of armament, but it need to be integrated a lot of very advanced sensor using multiple method to make himself stealthy, but also see the target much further. Unfortunately, this amazing design you can see on the stuff, it's eventually been canceled in 2004. And there are multiple factors about it, and I believe there's also a lot of reasons during the time, all of the stuff, but that's not our point today. So let's see a flight demo of the Comanche helicopter. So this is from Boeing. So let's look at. So you can see like the shape of Comanche is very, very different from conventional helicopter, but it's really like a stealth fighter. You pretty much hide everything outside of you to integrate it into some flat plate so that you kind of reduce the radar signature. And also including some radar absorbing material coating so you can see the color is very interesting. So here you can see the Comanche demonstrate how he can fly. I mean, this movement, a lot of helicopter is able to do that, but for Comanche to do it, it just becomes so smooth. And the next part is that you can see it's actually sliding so fast. That's super amazing. So we're going to talk about what he was doing just later. But here, let's just briefly see a performance specification. So let's use his pair partner, the 64 Apache, as a comparison. You can see the R66 definitely is much lighter. Although this data this is something like a final data. So after several years of development, adding new requirement, new technology, it become heavier than expected. But you can see even become heavier, it even goes overweight. It's still lighter than 64 for about 20% because it's designed to be a light helicopter for the reconnaissance. It's not to have super armament. So you can see there's specification stuff. Their performance is very, very different. So let's talk about how the design is. Because they emphasize on survivability, their idea is that they want this helicopter to be able to see without being seen. So you can see from the left graph, the LH means the Comanche. So what they did is the idea is that they want to be able to compress the search distance of your enemy by making yourself stealth, but also by taking your advanced sensor, you are able to see farther and faster. So you create some kind of like safe engagement distance. You see the enemy without being seen. So right hand side is the comparison between the LH and the 64. So you can see it definitely has a lot better searching capability, larger angle, larger distance. So I think the reason they want to pair up is that the Comanche is able to sneak in or keep stealth to find the target early. So the Apache is able to carry a long-range missiles and fire the strike in the farther distance. So in order to make a survivability, what they do is that they make a lot of work on the main rotor because I mentioned before they want the system to be also very advanced. And so what it is that this rotor system, we call it Pentaflex. It's a fully composite bearingless rotor design. So all the stuff, they take out all the like traditional mechanism like bearing stuff. They just use flexible material, smart material, and in order to do all the motions we needed comparing to comparison. Conventional helicopter. And they also need to integrate with the RCS cover, which is the radar cross-section cover. So you can see it's not just make the blade working, they need to add some shield outside to absorb the radar. And in order to reduce the sound, I think they also make the blade very thin, and also they have picked up the airfield needed in each section very nicely, so that they be able to reduce the tip speed of the main rotor. And also they included some variable speed blade. RPM is actually variable. So if you don't need that much speed, you can lower the RPMs in order to keep your tip speed lower. They also do a lot of stuff on their fantail and exhaust. So like I mentioned, that those fantail, it's fine. It's actually being protected very well, not just from the outer damage, but also protect the human on the ground being hit by the steel rotor. What they also do is that this fantail is super powerful, so that you can see the Comanche is able to do some interesting maneuver like sliding very fast, and also they are able to just yawing very fast, so they can do some kind of maneuver which other helicopter cannot do. This is this is very interesting part. They also reduce the IR signature. What they do is that because they not just put the engine and exhaust the heat, what they do is like this exhaust design make sure all this heated have been mixed with some ambient air before they're fully exhausted outside. So it dramatically reduces temperature on the exhaust. And I mean, the other stuff you can use the cover. You can use your fuselage to cover it. So by lessening the temperature of exhausted, it reduces the air signature in a large amount. So that's pretty much about it. And here are some just reference. So I recommend if you are really interested in this helicopter, Sikorsky make a very good documentation on this one for the first thing. So I will fully recommend it that if you are interested, go read it. And I hope you also like this helicopter, which is one of the only stealth helicopter in the history. And that's all for today. So thanks for your listening. We'll see you next time.